going to be ranking tonight the greatest movie trilogies of all time. From Star Wars to Iron Man to John Wick, we're going to be ranking each and every one. From God tier all the way down to shite tier. At the start, we have Back to the Future. Most of you guys are probably too young in my chat to have ever seen Back to the Future. We have a young chat, bro. We have a young chat. I remember when this was coming out and this was like a big fucking thing. Back to the Future, in my opinion, is the greatest of all of the time travel movies. There's no time travel movie better than Back to the Future. It's just the truth. Marty McFly, the Doc, the DeLorean, it's all classic. But I don't think it's one of the best. But I'm just gonna put it in good. It's not the best, man. It's not at the top. It's just not. It's not the top of the cream of the crop. I'd say it was good. Ash, you're right on with that. It was just good. I remember when he was making out with his mom in one of the movies. He did make out with his mom. That was a little weird. It's historical. It has to be great. I mean, it doesn't, just because it's historical doesn't mean it has to be great. We have Bad Boys. I haven't seen Bad Boys in a long time. I remember it's just an action, adventure, fun type movie. Bad Boys is just your typical 90s action movie. I don't think there's anything special about it. I don't think it deserves to be any higher, really, than average. Has anybody ever seen the Blade movies? This was superhero movies before they were popular. Maybe the Superman movies, those were really old G2, but this is the one that you can remember. This is actually a series from comic book. Blade 1 was okay. Blade 2 was decent. Blade 3 kind of sucked. They were decent. They were really gory. They were really violent. They were really insane. In my opinion, Blade as a whole, compared to a lot of these movies on here, it was shite. It was shite. It just wasn't very good, dude. Captain America trilogy. Controversial. The first Captain America is one of the worst Marvel movies there is. I hate it. It's boring. It's bland. It's just not very good. The Winter Soldier is pretty fucking good. Okay, The Winter Soldier is great. And Captain America Civil War is excellent. The first movie is gonna bring this whole trilogy down, in my opinion, okay? Just this. I'm gonna put Captain America trilogy just in good. It's just a good movie trilogy. That's it. There's nothing really special about it, except for the fact that it kind of started off the real Avengers Marvel thing. There's very few movies that go into the great and good category. What is this one though, by the way? I'm curious. The Dark Knight trilogy. The greatest rendition of Batman there is. There's not even close. Christopher Nolan is a fucking genius. This is the greatest rendition of Batman out there, man. It's not even close. Bane, the Joker. Dude, the Joker was so fucking good. Heath Ledger as the Joker was insanely good. Cannot take that away from him. He was incredibly good. This might be a little controversial take here. Maybe with you guys. The Dark Knight trilogy goes in God. Goes in God tier, man. The best superhero action trilogy of all time, in my opinion. Cinematography, music, acting, everything. And you never take that away. I honestly have no idea what this movie is. I'm gonna put it in shite. I just don't know what it is. No, I'm not taking it down. It's the best one. It's the best superhero trilogy ever in history, and there's not even close. The Godfather. The greatest crime trilogy of all time, too. A masterpiece. Literally a masterpiece of filmmaking from top to bottom. Everything about the Godfather trilogy was incredible. It's incredible. It's immaculate. There is nothing better than the Godfather trilogy when it comes to crime movies or like gangster movies. It's the best. It's the best. It's the cream of the crop. It has to go in God tier. Make its own tier list. Honestly, this could be in its own tier above God. Everybody in the world at one point has to experience the Godfather trilogy at least once in their life. Okay, at least one time. You have to experience it. Iron Man. This is a weird one. I love the first Iron Man movie, man, was excellent. It was so fucking well done. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man was an excellent casting choice. He portrayed that character so goddamn well. So fucking well. And if the first one was the only one, and it was the general consensus for all of the movies, it would be great, if not God tier. But 2 and 3 were just they were just not good. 2 and 3 for Iron Man were just atrocious. I'm gonna say it. Probably some of the worst Marvel movies there are. And that's saying something, because there's pretty bad Marvel movies now. I'm gonna put it in average, I think. Just because the first Iron Man was so goddamn good, bro. But I really do think that it's just an average movie series for the most part. The John Wick trilogy. I love John Wick. I just love, it's the greatest action movie of the 20th century. Just putting it out there. Okay? The greatest action series of the 20th century. Fantastic. Keanu Reeves as John Wick. Incredible. I don't care about the dog, but like just everything about this movie is just super well done. It's stylish, it's sleek, the scores are excellent, the stories are really good, it's really fucking weird and like fun, and just a good action movie. It's just it's incredible action movie. The set pieces are fucking incredible, and the fact that Keanu Reeves does his own stunts makes this even better, bro. Makes it even better. John Wick trilogy goes in great. Don't care what you say, it goes in great. I think that's where it belongs. It doesn't quite make it into God tier. I don't think so. There's very few movies that make it into God tier, bro. It just doesn't. Speaking of God tier, there's only one place on this list for Lord of the Rings trilogy. You haven't seen it? You guys are missing out. You gotta see the Lord of the Rings trilogy. There are very few pieces of movie, TV, anything that are better than the original works. And Lord of the Rings is that thing. Lord of the Rings is literally incredible. You have to watch it, Tag. They created sets for this. They did miniatures that look so goddamn lifelike. They had a group of people making chainmail armor for the fucking actors, which is absolutely insane. It has to go on God, top of God. The greatest movie trilogy of all time. And in my opinion, I don't think it's close, man. I don't. Godfather is very close, but it's not quite. Not quite. Mad Max trilogy. I haven't seen these in years. Honestly, I just want to put it down here because I haven't seen all of them in a long time. The Road Warrior is good. Thunderdome was good. I think since I haven't seen it in a while, from what I can remember, I'm just gonna put it in like good tier, in like this range, because it was really good. I just haven't seen it in a long time. There are a few series on this list where the first movie was so good and so successful that the studio was just like, you know what? Let's just make some fucking sequels. And like the Matrix trilogy is exactly that. In my opinion, if you ended the Matrix on one movie, it would have been perfect. It would have been a perfect fucking set, okay? It would have been perfect. But you had to go and make the two other movies that didn't make any sense. The first movie brings it into average. It's very similar to Iron Man. It's the same thing with Men in B. Same thing with Men in Black. First movie was excellent. It was fun. Will Smith was excellent. Tommy Lee Jones was excellent. It was a cool concept. It was interesting. It was funny. It was weird. It was good. The rest of the movies, not very good. Keep it as a one-off. Why you gotta make a trilogy? Why you gotta make more than one movie? There's no point. If it ain't broke, don't fucking try and fix it with more movies. You're just trying to make more money now. You goes an average with the rest of those. Is the next one Godzilla? No, this is the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Probably the most underrated trilogy on this list, other than John Wick. Fantastic. From start to finish. Andy Serkis was literally legendary in this goddamn movie. These movies were excellent. Excellent. The first one was a little, If it was as good as the next two movies, this would have been in God tier, but it's not quite. Not quite in God tier, in my opinion. It is fantastic. Visually, it's stunning. Score, excellent. Ambiance, excellent. Story, fantastic. Beautiful. One of the very emotionally driven. I love these movies. They go in great. These movies are excellent. If you haven't seen them, I would definitely suggest seeing the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Now, we have Spider-Man trilogy. Spider-Man 3 ruined this, okay? Bully Maguire is not funny. It's not. It never has been, and it never will be. The first one was really good. Second one was really, really good. The third one was just so bad. The first two, it's between great and good. It's either at top of good or back of great. It's going in good. It has to. I just think the third one brought it down so much. The thing about these is all three movies are decent, okay? They're all decent, right? John Wick 1, 2, and 3 were decent movies. Same with the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Decent movies. The last two were excellent, and the first one was okay. So it kind of evens it out. Third one ruined this series for me. This is the original trilogy, Star Wars trilogy. The OG. The OGs of OGs. One of my favorite movie series of all time. It's fantastic. It's incredible. Right? Groundbreaking for when it came out. The story it's just a decent story. It's not insane. It's just a story, a typical story of a hero saving a princess and stuff like that. But the space setting and how like interesting it was, and like how fun it was, and how cool it was for the time, and how like just crazy how much stuff this movie brought out. It literally created an entire side of special effects. It has to go in God tier. It has to.
Star Wars is boring. I am sorry.
Dead to me. Okay. Dead. It's my childhood, bro. Star Wars is my childhood, bro. I love Star Wars. The original Star Wars trilogy goes in God tier. That's my rating, man. This is my rating, okay? The prequel trilogy. Everybody gives this shit, but it's actually better than I remember. It's better than people give it credit for. George Lucas tried something different. And you know what? For that, I give him credit. It's though kind of bland at times. It's kind of boring. There's a lot of political talk, like everybody has said, but it's really not as bad as everybody gives it credit for. Darth Maul is one of the greatest movie villains ever. I love Darth Maul. Palpatine, the whole thing, how he weaves it in and out, and the creation of Darth Vader. Bro, this whole trilogy is not as bad as everybody says. I'm gonna put the Star Wars prequel trilogy in great. I think it deserves to be there. Don't hate me for that. I think it does. I think it's a great trilogy. I don't like Star Wars. I'm so sorry. It's just trash. I don't get it. Why does nobody like Star Wars anymore? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get you guys. I don't get this younger generation. I just don't. Maybe it's because I'm old and, like, out of touch, but I think it's you who are wrong. Star Wars as a whole series is great, except for these. I'm gonna segue right into that. The sequel trilogy is awful. You will never convince me otherwise. The whole thing is just like, it feels like a money grab. It feels like they were just money hungry and Disney wanted to make more money, and that's literally all it is. I don't think a lot of these series in here are shite, except for this. Literally bottom of the goddamn barrel. The Hobbit movies. Look, these aren't bad movies. They're really not. They're not bad movies. They're just not Lord of the Rings. Sorry. Too much fucking CGI. They overdid it. The reason that the Lord of the Rings original trilogy did so well and was so endearing and lasted for so long is because of how much work they put into set design, into like creating good costumes, into music, into everything. And although this is not a bad movie series, it's just not as good as Lord of the Rings, and it's just gonna knock it down. It's just gonna knock it down a peg. I'm still probably gonna put it in the back of great, just because like the movie, it was decent, but they added so much shit and they added so much CGI, it's just not as good as the original series, and that just knocks it down. It just does, okay? Just does, man. Lord of the Rings are literally a masterpiece, like one of the greatest movie trilogies of all time. Probably the greatest movie trilogy of all time. The Ride of the Rohirrim makes me cry. I don't cry in movies, bro. The Ride of the Rohirrim literally makes me fucking cry. Tear up. I'm not even joking. The Thor movies. Original Thor, just like original Captain America, not that good. And the second one was worse. You cannot say that that movie was good. Ragnarok was excellent. One of the best Marvel movies there is, in my opinion. I'd say it's probably top 5 Marvel movies for me. Ragnarok was super funny. It was good. The whole thing with Hulk was really good. It was just a really good, well-done movie. But the other two movies, they were just not that good, man. They were not that good. I'm going to put Thor in average. I'm going to put it behind, probably in here. Ragnarok really does carry it. It's very, actually, you know what? We're going to put it up here. Very similar to Iron Man. One movie kind of makes this whole series good. One movie. That's it, and it's Ragnarok. Toy Story. Probably the greatest animated movie series of all time. The greatest animated movie trilogy ever. It was groundbreaking. It was incredible. It was one of the greatest fucking... Oh, I love Toy Story, man. Have you guys ever heard the story about how Toy Story 2 literally almost got deleted completely because the lady who had it on her, like, hard drive accidentally almost deleted it off her computer? That's crazy. But, gotta go into God tier. It has to, man. It's so good. The Toy Story series is so good. How could you not say that it doesn't deserve to go into God tier, bro? It's great. I think it's God tier, man. I do. I really do think it's God tier. I think it's back of God tier. But it is God tier. It's the greatest animated movie trilogy of all time, and it's not even close. The last one, X-Men trilogy. The second X-Men movie that from what I remember, the Days of Futures Past, was really good. I thought that was really good. First Class was okay. The third one was It was I don't know. It wasn't that great. I think that overall it's a decently solid movie trilogy, and like it gets a little bit more hate than it deserves. It's kind of forgotten in a way. You know, like it's a little bit forgotten in like the X-Men world of movies. I think it's just like a average ass trilogy though. If not into good, maybe good. Maybe good. I'd put this movie series into good. Just because them like all of the movies are relatively decent. I'd say it's similar to Mad Max, you know? Like they're all similarly decent. They're all similarly good. None of them are really, really bad except for maybe the third one. But the second one I really enjoyed. I'd watch that again any day. So that, guys, is my movie trilogies tier list. Again, I want to get like a table, okay? I want to get a table out here, and I want to do like an actual setup where I have coffee. We could do coffee rankings, we could do fruit, we could do all these things and rank every these things live. I think that would be a lot of fun. I also want to do like blind taste tests. I want to do stuff like that. I think that would be really fun. But boys, if you enjoyed this tier list, make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a fucking subscribe, all that good shit, all that YouTube shit, you know? I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you agree, and if you don't, I don't give a